As the 2025 NFL training camp rapidly approaches, the Chicago Bears find themselves in a complex situation. With roster cuts looming and tough decisions ahead, General Manager Ryan Poles has made some intriguing and somewhat questionable contract choices this offseason. These decisions could significantly impact the Bears' flexibility during the final stretch of the preseason. Poles has brought in four players whose contract terms raise eyebrows, not because of their talent level, but because of the cap implications that follow. These aren't blockbuster names or seasoned veterans. Instead, these are fringe roster guys who might not even make the final 53-man squad, yet carry a surprising amount of guaranteed money and dead cap space if released. Let's start with Jordan McFadden, a former fifth-round pick out of Clemson and most recently with the Los Angeles Chargers. The Bears picked him up off waivers, and what's notable here is the two-year, $2.175 million contract that accompanies him. For a player who has appeared in only 13 games with just two starts in his NFL career, this is a significant financial commitment. Standing at 6'2" and weighing 303 pounds, McFadden is slotted for an interior offensive line role. While his tape shows promise, especially considering he hasn't allowed a sack in his limited NFL snaps, the real concern lies in the dead cap. If the Bears were to move on from him, they'd owe over $250,000. That may not seem like much in a league of billion-dollar franchises, but for a team trying to build depth and manage its finances tightly, every dollar counts. This contract suggests Poles may view McFadden as a long-term depth piece, but it also limits roster agility if things don't work out. The Bears have overhauled their offensive line, so this could be part of a larger plan. Still, if McFadden doesn't live up to expectations during camp, this deal could haunt them. Next, we shift to a more familiar name, Travis Homer. The veteran running back, known mostly for his special teams play, was surprisingly re-signed this offseason. Homer brings 6 seasons of NFL experience, most notably with the Seattle Seahawks before joining Chicago. However, his on-field impact has been minimal. Homer's one-year, $1.75 million deal includes $1 million guaranteed. That's a hefty guarantee for someone in a backfield already stacked with DeAndre Swift, Roshan Johnson, Khalil Herbert, and Kyle Monangai, not to mention young standout Ian Wheeler. With such depth at running back, it's hard to understand how Homer fits in unless special teams play is prioritized above all else. Here's the reality. Homer has just 11 rushing yards as a Bear and 475 total in his 6-year NFL career. He's been injured frequently and hasn't played close to the 34 games he could have over 2 seasons. While special teams coordinator Richard Hightower may appreciate Homer's versatility, guaranteeing $1 million for that role is a gamble. The Bears have other special teams contributors like Josh Blackwell and Daniel Hardy who could step up, which makes this deal puzzling at best. Before we move on to the next section, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and tap the bell icon so you never miss the latest Bears updates. We're breaking down everything from training camp battles to preseason roster projections, all in one place. Let's move on to the new news. 2 other contracts that deserve scrutiny involve undrafted rookie wide receivers, Jade Walker out of Texas A&M and J.P. Richardson from TCU. On paper, these are exciting young prospects. But when you look at the financials, it raises one serious question. Why so much guaranteed money for players who haven't played a single NFL down? Let's begin with Jade Walker. Signed as an undrafted free agent, Walker stands 6'2", 199 pounds, and brings an athletic profile to the table. He clocked a 4.44-second 40-yard dash and posted a 34.5-inch vertical. He's got the physical tools and flashed promise as a yards-after-catch specialist at Texas A&M, with 16.9 YAC in 2023 and 11.9 in 2024. His numbers dipped slightly last season due to constant double teams, and he eventually transitioned into a special teams contributor. Walker's enthusiasm is clear. He's publicly stated his willingness to contribute on special teams. But here's where the concern arises. The Bears gave him a 3-year deal worth $2.985 million, with over $200,000 in dead cap implications if he doesn't make the team. That's a huge investment for a player who, at best, will fight for a WR6 spot or make the practice squad. Yes, Walker has upside. But investing this heavily in special teamers when other areas of the roster could use attention feels risky. Even if this was done with the input of Ben Johnson and Richard Hightower, it limits flexibility. If he doesn't perform well in camp, the Bears are stuck eating money or using a valuable spot on a low-impact player. Next up, J.P. Richardson. Similar size, similar athleticism, similar risk. Richardson also received a 3-year, $2.985 million deal with over $200,000 in potential dead cap. He impressed scouts with a 4.53-second 40-yard dash and return skills, including a touchdown return during his 2024 season at TCU. But aside from that one standout year, his resume is relatively thin. Like Walker, Richardson is viewed as a developmental prospect with special teams upside. So what's the strategy here? Perhaps Poles is trying to lock in young, controllable talent before they blossom. But it could just as easily backfire. Dead money tied up in unproven players restricts options during roster cuts, trades, or mid-season adjustments. For a franchise building around a rookie quarterback and new coaching staff, flexibility should be paramount. These signings show a level of risk tolerance that may reflect Poles' long-term vision. Still, fans and analysts alike are left scratching their heads at the contract structuring. Investing heavily in fringe players means less room for veterans, waiver pickups, or practice squad gems. In isolation, each of these four contracts may not seem catastrophic, but collectively, they represent a significant investment in players with uncertain futures. Jordan McFadden could be a depth lineman or a waiver wire casualty. Travis Homer may be a locker room favorite, but has done little to justify his guaranteed money. Jade Walker and J.P. Richardson have upside, but are still long shots to contribute meaningfully in 2025. Ryan Poles has largely won praise for his roster moves since taking over in Chicago. But these deals offer a glimpse into a more aggressive and perhaps overconfident strategy. They're bets on traits, not production. And while that sometimes pays off, it can also leave a team financially handcuffed. The 2025 Bears have the chance to be something special. With Caleb Williams at quarterback, DJ Moore and Keenan Allen at wideout, and a revamped defense, expectations are high. Every roster spot matters. Every cap dollar matters. And decisions like these could be the difference between a playoff berth and another disappointing December. Ultimately, this comes down to performance in training camp. If McFadden becomes a reliable swing guard, if Homer reinvents himself as a key special teamer, or if Walker or Richardson flash in preseason, these deals might be seen as steals. But if they fizzle out, Poles will face scrutiny for burning cap space on maybes when he needed certainties. Chicago fans are right to question the logic. In a league defined by slim margins and smarter front offices, these contracts are either shrewd forward-thinking bets or cautionary tales in the making. We'll soon find out. Bear down.